Mr. Speaker, the International Day of Persons with Disabilities is observed on the 3rd of December and has been promoted by the United Nations since 1992. The observance of the day aims to promote the rights and well-being of persons with disabilities at all levels of society and development. Also, it provides an opportunity to raise awareness of the achievements and challenges persons with disabilities face within every aspect of political, social, economic, and cultural life in our community. Mr. Speaker, the UN estimates that approximately 15% of the world's population, which equates to 1 billion people living with some form of disability. Disability is defined by the UN as a condition or function judged to be significantly impaired relative to the usual standard of an individual of their group. It is often used to refer to individual functioning, including physical impairment, sensory impairment, cognitive impairment, intellectual impairment, mental illness, and various types of chronic diseases. Mr. Speaker, under the Human Rights Act of 1981, disability is defined as the condition of being a disabled person. The said act defines disabled person to include physical disability, physical reliance, for example, on a guide dog, or previously has had a mental impairment that has substantial and long-term adverse effects on the person's ability to carry out normal day-to-day activities. Mr. Speaker, this year's theme is Leadership and Participation of Persons with Disabilities towards an inclusive, accessible, and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. With this theme in mind, the Ministry of Social Development and Seniors strives to make the promises made by the government which impact persons with disabilities and make it a reality. Mr. Speaker, the UN highlights the fact that evidence and experience show that when barriers to inclusion are removed and persons with disabilities are empowered to participate fully in societal life, the entire community benefits. Barriers faced by persons with disabilities are therefore a detriment to society as a whole, and inclusion and accessibility are necessary to achieve progress and development for all. Mr. Speaker, currently, the Ministry is in the process of working with the UK to have the UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities extended to Bermuda, to ensure Bermuda is an inclusive society that recognizes and respects persons with disabilities for their ability and not their disability. A formal register of persons with disabilities is being developed. The register aims to assist with data collection to provide projections for support services and benefits, which will ultimately assist in improving quality of life. Also, the register will ensure there is clarity of the current and future needs of persons with disabilities. Mr. Speaker, no person in our society should be left behind or feel ostracized because they have a disability. The government encourages dialogue on all forms of disability. This provides a platform to educate all sectors of our community to ensure persons with disabilities are given the dignity they deserve. I believe that more awareness of persons with disabilities ultimately will lead to more understanding and acceptance. Mr. Speaker, I would like to highlight some events that will be taking place in the community Friday, December 3rd, in recognition of International Day of People with Disabilities. Aging and Disability Services will be taking it to the streets with the assistance of Media Maya to engage persons in the city of Hamilton throughout the community to start the conversation and bring awareness of persons with disability. Also, this provides an opportunity to determine if people in our community can identify unseen, invisible disabilities, for example, autism. The Intellectual Disability Team at the Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute will be having a second motorcade. It is intended that the motorcade will start at 11 from Mid-Atlantic Wellness Institute. For more information, that will be provided through the media. Residents of Bermuda, I encourage you to show your support by standing along the motorcade route. WinReach is hosting a one-day free virtual conference on Zoom from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. entitled Common Ground 2021. The theme of the conference is encouraging advocacy to ensure persons with disabilities are given their right to be heard on issues impacting their lives and across the community. The event will be facilitated and moderated by occupational therapist Alyssa Frick and Paralympian Jessica Lewis. Mr. Speaker, on Saturday, December 4th, Special Olympics Bermuda will be having their first polar plunge at Horseshoe Bay, starting at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. The Polar Plunge is a fundraising event for the Special Olympics globally. This event has shown increased popularity in other jurisdictions such as the U.S. and Canada. Mr. Speaker, I encourage people to show support by attending at least one of the events I have mentioned. In closing, I quote the British neurologist Oliver Sacks, "I wish for a world, and in this case Bermuda, that views disability, mental or physical, not as a hindrance, but as unique attributes that can be seen as powerful assets if given the right opportunities. Let us come together as a community and provide opportunities for persons with disabilities so that we can create a better Bermuda." Thank you, Mr. Speaker.